Wednesday. All right, let's do this. Let's talk about the old rumor mill. Fired up Facebook about 2 seconds ago. First thing that pops up is the Greater Idaho Falls Chamber dispelling rumors that a private company out of California is going to be purchasing Chief Totem from the Idaho Falls Chamber of Commerce. Now, if you're not familiar with the Chief Totem, I didn't know that was its official name, but you know the big totem pole over at Holmes and Lincoln. That sometimes people will roll up a big newspaper and put it in its mouth, so it looks like it's smoking a big doobie. Somebody posted online that protesters stated leave it alone. He is what represents Idaho Falls. We will not let him go quietly. And then the person said, Idaho Falls mayor said, we will have around-the-clock security to make sure there's no damage or vandalism done. The sale of Chief Totem is scheduled for later this month. The Greater Idaho Falls Chamber is like, no. We don't even own this. We don't possess the right to sell it, nor have we had any conversations with anyone about it. Please disregard the post. It's a total scam, and we would ask that the original poster demonstrate a little bit more patience and wait until April 1st to make such wild claims like everyone else. So, yeah, they're not getting rid of it, okay? People can post anything online. Doesn't mean that it's true. So just keep that in mind when you're reading weird stuff online. I might have to do a little bit of exploring in the Life in Idaho Falls group and see what other kinds of ridiculous rumors are making the rounds today. I'm just excited to make it through the day. Thankfully, went to bed at a reasonable time last night. Wish I was smart enough to do that every night, but hey, it's better to do it sometimes than not at all. So here we go. Let's crush Wednesday. Let's crush rumors. And hopefully find fun things to talk about. It's been a little bit rough lately in the fun realm online, but I'll do my best, okay? I'll start digging. And thank you for tuning in, being here as always. Let's go. Well, if you listen to Traffic School, powered by the Advocates Injury Attorneys every Friday morning at 8:45, then you know that in Idaho, new laws go into effect in July. Now, I haven't seen a lot about new laws in July yet, but I did find one article about one new law, and that would be that they are going to be eliminating the stickers that you have to put on your license plate for registration. Yeah, they're like, if we, just quit printing these and mailing them out, we'll save about $300,000. So no more stickers on your license plates. How is law enforcement going to be able to tell if you have expired tags? I don't know. I'm going to have to ask Lieutenant Crane on Friday. What's your plan, officer? What you going to do? Because the stickers are a different color each year, so cops can easily spot just by glancing at your license plate if you have an expired tag, and then they can pull you over. Now, there is technology for them to scan your plates, but the article I'm reading says that not every agency, has that kind of technology. So I don't know if we have that around here. That might be a Boise-only thing or something like that. So obviously the sheriff's office that they interviewed in here is like, well, we like the tabs because then we can just look and see if the car's up to date. But we don't pull that many people over for it anyway. Yeah, it'll be interesting to hear Lieutenant Crane's take on this. I don't know. I guess I don't really care. That's where I'm at with this one. All right, whatever. No stickers. It'll save me, about 2 seconds every year from having to put the sticker on there. So, I don't know. They're just going to start pulling more people over. Got to make them quotas. Now, they don't have quotas, according to Lieutenant Crane. But, yeah, tune in Friday morning, 8:45 a.m. for Traffic School. Maybe we can find a little more out about this and any other potential new laws going into effect. They always seem to do something new and stupid, so we'll find out. Man, people are being pretty awful to the band Beartooth. I guess Caleb from Beartooth deleted his entire Instagram because people giving him grief about their new video. Let's see. What's the big deal with Beartooth's new song and video? Okay, so they dropped the video for free on Friday. And let's see here. Just trying to figure out what the problem is. Okay, in the video, he's wearing makeup and painted nails and flashy outfits, and people are comparing him to Youngblood. He dances expressively throughout the video, which, I've seen Beartooth live. That's just how Caleb is. But I guess people are mocking him, and he seems to have gotten into a little bit of beef with Attila frontman Chris Franzek. And I'm not going to say what he had to say because it was pretty rude. But I wonder if, they're making some other kind of announcement or something. Generally, when bands wipe their social medias clean, they're going to do something big, maybe announce. I mean, they're already out on tour, so I don't know. Well, it says he deleted his account, not cleared it out, so anyway, but I wish the day would come when people could just not be rude. Yeah? There's no sense in just being a jerk like that. All right? Online, man, people don't behave that way in real life. So why just lash out with toxicity online because you don't have to, be face to face with someone? I guarantee these people wouldn't say anything to Caleb's face. Guess I'll have to watch the video. I mean, clearly putting on makeup and painting your nails and stuff, that doesn't bother me. All right? Go for it. All right? You saw me on Halloween. I'm sure Caleb's makeup looked better than mine. Well, good morning, everybody. Or afternoon or evening or whatever time it is when you're listening to this show. Available on demand everywhere podcasts can be found. Okay, what's going on online? Sorry, I was talking with JD and I lost my focus, my train of thought. That's all right. Part of the job's answering the phones. So, is what it is. Let's see here. I want to look at the relationship advice section. Every time me and Peaches do one of these relationship advice things on the noon hour, then my Reddit feed just gets filled up with these, pretty often depressing relationship posts where you're just like, oh, so glad I'm not in that kind of situation. Like this one. Some guy posted, my girlfriend said she settled for me. Now she says I'm overreacting. Am I? Guy says he's 23, been dating his girlfriend for 2 years. Things have been solid. They talk about moving in together. She tells me she loves me all the time. Last weekend, we were at a party with some of her friends from high school. I went to grab drinks, and when I came back, I overheard her saying, yeah, I settled, but he treats me really well. They laughed. I didn't say anything in the moment. On the way home, I asked her what she meant. She said I took it out of context, that she meant she settled down, not settled. She swears she loves me, says I'm being insecure and dramatic. And then he starts going into, she used to, date this guy. He was an athlete. He was taller and more outgoing than me. And, she admitted he was exciting but toxic. And now I can't shake the feeling that I'm just a safe option. I don't know. I'd give her the potential benefit of the doubt that she meant settled down, but yeah, still not a very nice thing to say. Yeah, I guess I'll settle for you. You're good enough. If he was right there and it was clearly made as a joke, sure, but he is only 23 as well. And when you're young, I don't know. Things that happen in relationships, you can blow them a little bit more out of proportion and you haven't been through all kinds of actually really bad stuff. So you learn a different level of patience, I think, as you get older. I don't know. I don't know what I would tell this guy. The internet's like, dump her. I don't know. If you feel like your significant other is treating you as a, just an option, just good enough for now. Especially at 23, maybe you should just dump her. Move on. Try something different. You should be comfortable in your relationship and not worried about everything. Bad relationships are the worst. All right. I'll see what else I can find. I just got to get all of these stupid, depressing, bad relationship stories out of my feed. Because, they're depressing. Yeah, nobody wants to read that kind of stuff. I don't know. I guess people on the internet need advice. 9 Inch Nails gave up. You can catch them live in Salt Lake City on the 13th. Have those tickets come down in price yet? I doubt it. Not quite close enough to the show. Yep, still looking pretty steep. Dang it. Well, it's just going to have to be done. Going to have to fork over the dough. Well, I'm going to still wait till closer to the show. Hopefully you can get a little bit of a discount there. This guy, I can't remember if we talked about this, but this guy got a pretty good discount on Pokemon cards. What he would do is go into Target in Florida, and he'd grab a bunch of Pokemon cards, but then he'd also grab a bunch of taco seasoning packets, and then he'd go to self-checkout and only pay for the taco seasoning. So they estimate he stole $10,000 worth of trading cards, and he would sell them on eBay, and he generated about $40,000 in revenue from his stolen cards. They also believe he may have done this at other locations, so they're going to investigate further, but he's facing up to 90 years in prison. Yeah, they ain't a fan of organized retail theft, even if it's not very organized. It's just, basically walking out of the store with stuff. So, yeah, don't steal. They ain't going to put up with your schemes. Even if, I don't know why I said even if. I don't know where I was going with that. But yeah, don't be a dirtbag thief. Let's party. Okay. I almost went into the, really dark story right out of the gate. Let's party. We'll save that one for a minute. It's kind of messed up. I guess we'll start with beard wigs. Is that just a fake beard? Yeah, apparently fake beards are becoming a thing. Dudes, you can just grow a beard. It takes time, but I don't know. Putting on a beard wig, that just sounds strange to me. But guys wearing wigs and toupees and all that to begin with is weird to me. Just shave your heads, man. And I don't know if you can't grow a full-on beard. Just grow part of one or something. I don't know. Maybe you just cannot grow a beard. Maybe it just doesn't happen and you're like, I want a beard. All right. You know what? You be you. Glue a beard on your face. Whatever. It's your body. Who am I to judge? All right. Let's see here. Woman in Australia was taking a shower, happens to look up at the top of the shower door and sees a little face staring down at her. It's a snake! And they're like, oh, it's just a common tree snake. It's only about 2.5 feet long. It's harmless. Dude, I swear, if I ever saw a snake in my house, I'm out. It's like time to move. It's going up for sale. All right? That's a big fat nope. No snakes in the shower. Well, I guess it would help wake you up in the morning. At the hour I get up, I'm generally, a little bit sleepy. when it comes to getting ready for the day. You see a spider and it's like, all right, I'm awake. Snake, forget about it. All right, let's get into this kind of sad and gross story here. So this was in Rajasthan, which I think it's in India. I guess a cow got hit by a train and went flying 30 meters. And I don't know exactly how this worked, because you would think that the cow, would go flying like forward in front of the train, but somehow there was a guy further down the tracks who was relieving himself on the tracks. Seems like a terrible place to go to the bathroom. Train tracks as a speeding train is coming by. Anyway, the cow went flying and landed on the guy who was, relieving himself on the railroad tracks, and the he's dead now. He's got killed. Oh, it was a portion of the cow's body. So the cow must have, been obliterated, and part of it smashed this guy, and he's dead too. So, just avoid unsafe locations when it comes to going to the bathroom. And if there are cows around, we know that cows kill people all the time. You should probably avoid cows too. So if there are cows and trains in the same area, you got to get on out of there. And these trains, they travel at really high speed. They are very fast moving trains. So they're like, hey, if there's an animal or somebody on the tracks, we're going so fast, these collisions are unavoidable. It's just going to have to happen. So they're working on putting up fencing along the entire route to prevent more cows from getting on the tracks. But, geez, what a way to go, Anyway, rip to that guy. My best wishes for his family. Let's see. Here's a couple that's been married for nearly 70 years. And their relationship lasting so long, she says, came down to one rule. Try to understand the other person. Like, she talks about how he's into a certain type of music, so she learned to like that kind of music, and vice versa. And forgiving each other during mishaps, large or small. She says, the first time she tried to cook dinner for two of them, she ruined it. It was terrible. So instead of the guy getting mad, they laughed and went out for pizza. Yeah, okay, that would have been a good sign right out of the gate. You try to cook a guy a meal, and he doesn't like it, and he just gets all, pissed. Dump him. 70 years. I'd like to say I hope me and my wife are together for 70 years, but I'm old. I don't think I'm going to live 70 more years. I'd be really old. I'd be like 113 years old or something. That just doesn't happen. Though we never know with how technology may advance. Who knows? All right. It's after 8. Hope your morning's going by quick. Hope it's going good. Hope I can find more crap to talk about. We'll be back. What's up, people? It's the Victor Wilt Show. All right. Halfway done with it as well. Hopefully today rockets on by. Ready to be done. All right. You would think people would be happy to see somebody selling churros out on the street, right? Churros are delicious. Who doesn't like a nice churro? Well, apparently, Geraldo Caraballo does not like churros. Got into an argument with a street vendor who was selling churros, and I guess it escalated. He came back with a bat and was like, "Stop selling the churros, and I'll beat you with this bat." Hey, like, if you're here in 15 minutes, this is what he said. "If you're here in 15 minutes, I'm gonna kill you like a dog," while waving the bat around. So the vendor, called the police. It was like, There's a crazy person threatening me with a bat for selling churros. Well, this guy's in jail now. And it doesn't say, specifically why he hates churros so much, or was it the churro vendor? It couldn't be that he just hates churros. Because like I said, who hates churros? They are so good. If I had one here, I would eat a churro right now. Live on air. I'll stick behind my word that I think churros are good. Anyway, that would be, let's see. If you make a threat and could follow through, is it assault? Always kind of... No, assault is saying you're going to do something. Batteries when you do it. So, yeah, I think it would be assault. It doesn't say. Anyway, that's why we have traffic school every Friday morning, so I can get laws clarified for me. Ask Lieutenant Crane, because right now, apparently I've not had enough caffeine. Brain ain't working right. Remember the 90s? You remember? Some of you might. Some of you might have been pretty young during the 90s, but during the 90s, especially the late 90s, rock music was the biggest thing in the world. When they had Woodstock 99, who were your headliners? Limp Bizkit, Korn, and the Red Hot Chili Peppers. But then something happened. All of a sudden, I don't know, rock just kind of vanished from the mainstream. It's making a little bit of a comeback. We've got some pretty big newer acts out there. Sleep Token, Ghost, Bring Me the Horizon. And I get it, some of these bands like Bring Me the Horizon have been around a long time and are now just starting to, really blow up. But Billy Corgan of the Smashing Pumpkins said that rock was purposely dialed down starting toward the end of the 90s. And I watched this video of him talking about this. And he said a lot of the blame was possibly, or a lot of the reason rock started getting dialed down in the mainstream was because of Woodstock 99. They had like riots and stuff and fire and chaos. If you've never watched the Woodstock documentary on Netflix, it's pretty good. He said the CIA might have even been involved in making this happen. For whatever reason, got to tone down the rock music, and we need to get people into, hip-hop and pop music. So he says he witnessed it happen. He said, good music has been coming out, but points out a kind of a reasonable, fact. When it comes to ticket sales for like arena shows and things like that, rock is still one of the most dominant styles, rock and metal, dominant styles of music in, mainstream concert attendance. But, you turn on the Grammys, do they air the rock categories or the metal categories? No, they don't. But regardless of ticket sales, for whatever reason, you just don't see that support from mainstream media. I'm, fairly confident rock and metal is going to ultimately shift back eventually to being, just massive. It's happening as we speak. You're going to see crossover with bands like Bring Me the Horizon and the Sleep Token into, getting airplay on like top 40 radio. Back in the early 2000s, bands like Shinedown were on like Z103. Just something happened. Something shifted. And you watch a fairly lengthy video of Billy Corgan talking about this on YouTube, but who knows? The government don't like to rock, so wouldn't surprise me at all. We got Jay Davis in the house. What up, Jay Davis?
Just having a better day than yesterday.
Well, that's good. I got sick of your boo-hooing and crap yesterday.
I noticed.
No, I know yesterday was a rough day for you, and I was trying to explain to Becca that you and me are kind of weird when it comes to dealing with difficult situations.
Yeah, death in particular.
Death in particular. We try to find ways to make each other laugh.
With the most horrific thing ever.
So we, you and I did a pretty fun break about making chili that I'm sure to some people might have been a little disturbing.
I told that to my wife, and she was like,
Oh.
what? That she laughed a little bit too, but not the way that we laughed.
No,
Because we are deranged.
So then I'm sitting around in the afternoon and I sent you a message like, hey, I hope you guys are doing okay. And then I start trying to Google up horrible memes to send you.
Thanks for making fun of my dead dog, man.
I know. I gotta pull it back up here. Oh yeah, it's a picture of a cat and it says, heard your dog died, LOL.
Yeah, I did laugh. I was like at the middle of crying and it came through, and then I was laugh crying.
Oh, well, good. But I am sorry, man.
Thanks.
Putting down in animals was horrible.
Yeah, I'm saying goodbye to our little Stevers after 15 years. A bit rough, but...
Yeah, and she was a good little girl.
Yeah.
And it was always fun when I'd watch your dogs, and she'd come running in, you know.
On her 3 legs.
On her 3 legs.
On her little tripod.
Yeah, man. She went through some rough stuff.
She has the worst 2020 of anyone.
I think did we talk about it on air?
Maybe.
Yeah. I mean, that's rough for a little Yorkie.
When we were camping and another dog came and pretty much ate her at the beginning of 2020. That was like Memorial Day, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Punctured a lung, broke some ribs. She barely lived. And then healed from that. And then in November, she escaped our yard and got ran over by a car and lost a leg and part of her other foot.
And was still going.
Yeah.
Still going. Yeah. She was tough, man. She was tough. So hope you and the fam are doing okay. And
Yep.
Becca was kind of horrified when I was going to send you that meme. She's like,
Becca.
Backstreet
Becca, you can mind your own business.
I was just like, should I send it? No.
And then the Dr. Pimple Popper.
Oh my!
Because
I forgot I said that too.
For the listener, our little Yorkie developed this a form of skin cancer tumor on her neck, and it was giant, was full of fluid.
Yeah, and I think I said,
"Did you Dr. Pimple Popper?
Did you do a Dr. Pimple Popper video before it was too late?"
Good grief, dude.
But I know you. I knew you needed a laugh.
I did. That one was a little bit of a gag laugh.
Yeah, because I know that kind of stuff grosses you out. So yeah, listeners, that's why you don't be friends with me.
Or me.
Or Jade.
Especially if you are going through something traumatic or about to, or
yeah, you know. if you're sensitive.
Yeah, if you're sensitive,
don't talk to us.
Just because Victor and I have gone through some really terrible times.
We have.
So we've learned how to deal with those times. Probably not in the most healthy way, but at least we laugh.
Hey, laughter heals, Jade.
I believe so. You got to have levity in these situations.
Absolutely. Some Billy Idol for you. Sup? It's Victor Wilt. There's apparently a new Billy Idol documentary out. It's called Billy Idol Should Be Dead. And, pretty much talks about his entire life and his many struggles. He was recently on the Bill Maher podcast, to promote the film and, just chat. And he was talking about some of the drug problems that he had gone through in the past. Back in the 80s, I guess, had an overdose, almost died, was hooked on heroin. And he told Bill Maher, I got off of heroin by getting hooked on crack. Do not take Billy Idol's advice if you're dealing with a substance abuse problem. Yeah, getting hooked on something else ain't the best way to get off of your current thing, especially if you get hooked on crack. All right, that couldn't be good. So he did say that he's not giving this out as advice on how to get off heroin. It's just what he did. If you're dealing with substance issues, treatment is out there. It's nothing to be ashamed about or anything like that. And I look forward to checking out this documentary. I love a good rock documentary. Looks like it comes out on the 24th and it's on something called Sky Arts. What is that? Huh. Let's see. Let's go to the website, BillyIdolShouldBeDead.com. All right. They're showing it in some movie theaters. Looks like you're going to probably have to go to Salt Lake. I'm not seeing any Idaho on here, even though this is a pretty extensive list. Huh. But yeah, I would assume it'll be available on demand when it drops later this month. So should be pretty good to check out. But yeah, don't smoke crack to get off heroin, okay? Treatment. Go to a professional. Do it as safely as possible. And glad Billy Idol's still kicking it. All right, I got some new Knocked Loose coming up and more. Don't go anywhere. Welcome to the show. It's the Victor Wilt program. Little after 9. Morning's going by quick, which always makes me happy. I am ready for the afternoon. I'm ready to be home. Hopefully, a relaxing day. Get a few things done. Get to bed early. Yeah. That's goals. We'll see what happens. So, as I was scrolling social media here, I saw a post. I don't know if this is a true quote from Noel Gallagher from Oasis, but the guys in Oasis are such, just kind of smug turds. It wouldn't surprise me if it was a real statement. This was posted in the nu metal subreddit. All right, apparently Noel said, "Do you ever look at the sky and think, I'm glad I'm alive? After I heard System of a Down, I thought, I'm actually alive to hear the, we'll say, crappiest band of all time," which is quite something when you think about it. Of all the bands that have gone before and all the bands that'll be in the future, I was around when the worst was around. And this is coming from a guy in the band Oasis. All right? A Beatles knockoff that I just won't ever understand why they are popular. At least, come on, System of a Down, nobody sounds like that band. They're a fun band. They got good riffs. They're great. Oasis, what do we have to thank them for? Stupid guys at parties picking up the acoustic guitar and going, "Look, I can play Wonderwall." Nothing worse than the guy picking up the acoustic at a party playing Wonderwall. Gross. So yeah, I'm definitely Team System of a Down on this one. Oasis, get out of here. Give me a break. Anyhow, might have to play some System of a Down here in a few. All right, did you see the trailer for Scary Movie 6? I rarely watch trailers because I like to go into movies surprised. I don't read the back of a book, find out what it's about before I read it, or if it's a hardcover, the inside of the dust jacket. I just like to go in and get surprised. But I did watch the trailer for Scary Movie 6. Those movies, I love them. I think they're hilarious. If you want to check it out, it's out there on YouTube. And I've seen probably 3 different articles pop up today that said Gen Z is already crashing out at the Scary Movie trailer. Gen Z is slamming it. Gen Z is outraged. But then you get into the articles and I don't know, I don't see any evidence of that. There's no link to any tweets. I haven't seen anybody outraged about the Scary Movie trailer. Now, they are saying, they're going to go all out and they're going to get into controversial topics. They're going to go for the old school type of humor that they used in the previous Scary Movies. So, maybe when it comes out, some people will get frustrated at some of the content in it, if it's, old school style comedy. But I really wonder if this is just marketing. The Scary Movie team, like, "Oh, it's going to be so offensive. Look, Gen Z's mad." Because all you got to do is tell people Gen Z's mad about something, and they just believe it. But whether or not they're mad, another note, they have moved up the release date for Scary Movie 6 from June 12th to June 5th. And those movies are so fun. I might have to go check it out in the theater. Been a while since I went to the movie theater, so I might be able to stay awake for that one. Yeah, it's a funny movie. No dozing off, old man style in the movie theater. So, in similar news, I haven't heard that Scream 7's very good. Seemed like the reviews are pretty weak. So I might, wait to watch that one at home. I don't even know if I've seen all of the Scream movies. I watched it wasn't really a remake, but the one they put out a while ago that definitely paid homage to the very first movie pretty heavily, but it, again, wasn't really a remake. I thought it was, it was pretty good, but I think I'm more excited for Scary Movie Part 6. So coming in June, should be pretty good, and we might have some Cue the Outrage action coming on this show after release. All right, I'm going to see what else I can dig up prior to the end of the show. I hope you're doing good. Hope the day's moving by at a quick pace. And thank you as always for hanging out with me on this show. All right, before I get out of here for a little bit, I want to talk about a video I just watched here. As we all know, groceries have gotten to be more expensive, right? I don't know about you, but I'm getting pretty sick of politicians just trying to convince us things are cheaper. Like, everything's cheaper now. It's like, I don't know. Have you been to the store? Pretty sure that's not true. Well, now they've got some advice on, how to deal with some of the items that have gone up in price. They're telling us they're cheaper, but they've got solutions for people who are complaining about the prices of things like meat. Let's fire up this video of RFK Jr. and his solution for what we need to do if, we can't afford meat.
And this is true all over the country. There's a lot of good food in grocery stores that goes away. Most of the cheap cuts of meat are very inexpensive. If you buy a porterhouse steak or a strip steak, it is gonna set you back. You can buy liver or the cheaper cuts of steak that are very, very affordable.
That's right. Eat liver. That's the solution. That's all you gotta do. I haven't practiced my RFK voice in a while. All you need to do is eat liver. Ugh, liver. Have you ever eaten liver? Anybody listening out there? It is disgusting. All right? And is it cheaper? I don't know. Because I don't look at it at the store. I don't even want to see it. Tried it one time. And that was it. The texture, it just made me want to vomit. Just buy liver instead of steak. Get out of here. Unlike a bunch of rich people telling you, just buy some crappy food. Like, bro. Liver. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people are just going to start doing that. That'll solve it. Oh, okay. I really wanted a cheeseburger, but hey, I got to eat, just got to go ahead and eat organ meat. All right. I'm going to fire up some liver here, and it's going to be just as good as a nice steak. Ugh. Well, that's out of touch, people, for you. Yeah, you can stop complaining. Eat liver. Gross. And who knows? You might end up talking like that if you eat too much liver. I don't know what makes you talk like that. Other than like many years of chain smoking or something, I don't know. I've seen some crazy stories about RFK. I still don't know if I want to take his advice on just about anything, And, whatever you've done to make your voice sound like this. I don't know. I don't trust that kind of voice. Seen too many horror movies. That's a scary voice. All right, everybody, I'm going to leave. I am not going to go get liver for lunch either. All right? No. Better off. Okay, I'm trying to think of what's cheap. Is ramen still cheap? Probably not. All right. I don't want to hear that song. I'm going to dump that one out. And sure, we'll just leave with the crew. All right. Peace out, all. Thank you again for tuning in to The Victor Welch Show. This program is a production of Riverbend Media Group. To contact the show or for more information, hit us up at riverbendmediagroup.com.